Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Sir Spam28 here bringing you some more World of Warships live action commentary. This is going to be a Tier 4 match on the New Dawn map in the Domination game mode, and you can see I am queued up in my real money premium ship, the Yubari, Tier 4 Japanese light cruiser. Looking at the team list, it's going to be pretty interesting. They definitely have the air superiority with that independence in there. We have a Kawachi to their no battleships, and then it looks like the cruiser issue is going to go... we technically outclass them, but those St. Louis punch well above their weight in the cruiser. The matchup is the word I was looking for. And then we have 4 Tier 5 USS Nicholases. Nope, I lied. 3 Tier 5 USS Nicholases, and then 1 Tier 5 Minakaze. To their 6 destroyers, they have... to their 5 destroyers. I cannot count tonight. To their 3 Nicholases to match ours, and then they have a Grem and a Wix for our Minakaze. As I said, I am in the Yubari, so I'm going to go ahead and power up here, and I am going to stick like glue to our only battleship, this Kawachi over here, because those aircraft carriers are going to be sending all of their torpedo bombers in this direction. I'm estimating. That's what's going to happen. So, looking at our team's tactics, I went over this map earlier, and in this south spawn position, I said you should probably be sending a Vanguard force over to A, and then pushing with your main force into contest B. And it looks like we kind of have that going on. We've got a destroyer over there on the Vanguard, and that other Yubari is definitely looking like he's pushing to Cap A, and then our force is kind of sort of meandering its way in towards B with that destroyer going that way towards C, which isn't that bad of a deal, as he can scout out for the enemy. Kawachi is a very slow ship, so even though I got a late jump, I am going to catch up to it pretty fast. I reviewed the Yubari earlier in a video, so if you want to know more about the specifics of the ship, you can check that one out. I'll try to remember to link it in the text box below. The main points of it are that it is got some of the very best AA at its tier. Indeed, pretty much better than even a lot of Tier 5 ships, and it's a Tier 4 light cruiser, and you can see we've got these torpedo bombers coming in just like I predicted. So I'm actually going to start turning in a little bit. I'm going to get as close to this Kawachi as I can. He's actually doing a good job of shading himself from the island as well. As we're waiting for those planes, and I'll actually drop speed a little bit just to kind of match with him a little bit better. I'll see if I can't put some shots in on this Omaha over here as well.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
So these planes, because he's shaded close to the island, we're going to have to come in this direction and start a run in this. So I'm going to go ahead and turn hard to starboard, get my nose into them if they do drop, and be prepared to dodge out their torpedoes. But as you can see, we're doing a very good job shooting down these planes, and none of them are even getting close to being able to drop torpedoes at my big boy over here. That's what you want to do when you have a cruiser with lots of good AA fire. You want to make sure you're being in a position where you can utilize that effectively. We can go ahead and swing our guns over to the Omaha. We just lost sight of him through the smoke, so I give a little bit more advanced lead. And maybe those hit, maybe not. There he is. Okay, yep, they did hit. We'll go ahead and lead over the island here. See if we can't get some more hits on him. And as he's coming through the smoke, okay, those were a little bit behind. We'll give him a little more lead. Try to get on the waterline. Make sure our guns keep singing. This ship only has 4 guns. And they're not of the highest caliber, but, you know, they reload pretty fast. So you can do some pretty good work with them. He looks like he's going to hit by a torpedo, which will be nice. Get 1 shot in for 604 damage before he goes down. We've got a St. Louis on the other side in the A cap. So we'll swing our guns around this direction. As we're trying to maneuver to stick with the battleship, we'll actually cut hard to port and get right in behind and drop our speed a little bit so we can make that turn just a tad bit tighter. That destroyer is just in cover, so we'll keep swinging our guns towards the St. Louis. He's a little bit slower, so right about there should be some good lead. We'll see how that stacks up. That looks like it's going to be on target. So we'll go ahead and start shooting at him. And wait with our battleship. Actually start reversing here, because he looks like he's reversing. So we'll see what we can do. We'll go ahead and start moving forward now that he has reversed past us. Keep our guns on this St. Louis while that destroyer that we spied off our starboard bow starts to clear the headland, and we'll swing around, shoot through this gap, and see if we can't put some good fire on him before he starts to pressure our battleship. So right now, that's all I'm really trying to do, is be this battleship's guardian angel for whatever might be ailing him. It was torpedo bombers earlier, now it could be that destroyer. As that destroyer disappears behind the cover again, we'll go ahead and switch to the St. Louis, who is also behind cover. We've got some more torpedo bombers coming in. You can saw that we just saw them. So I'm trying to continue this turn and avoid this land. This ship is pretty long for its width, so that means the turning circle isn't the greatest. But I think we might be able to clear it. As these torpedo bombers are coming in, we're going to be in a pretty good position to intercept them, even if we do hit the land like we did. So hopefully we get some good damage in on them. As we try to get to a position. Okay, now if we go ahead and go with full rudder, we should be able to get off this spit of land and get over to where we need to be. Maybe even intercept this guy. Nope, he just got taken out. So we were able to successfully get clear, and now we can get under these torpedo bombers. Go ahead and slow down a little bit and get my bow into them in case they do decide they want to drop. Our battleship's going that way, so they're going to shade this way. So we'll try to move to intercept them. They are, in fact, retreating at this point, because not only were they under fire from me, they're also under fire from our friendly fighters. We've got A secured. I am right next to B with my battleship, so I'm going to go ahead and get into B. And that's what I was talking about. With the Vanguard force, secure A, and then your force that shoots up the middle to contest B can really clear it out, and we can even support, you know, over where that St. Louis was that was attacking A. So now we've got another, this is a Phoenix. This is a little bit softer target over off the port side, who's trying to break through. But we've got our Kawachi here, so we're pretty safe from this guy, and we'll try to get our guns in play as well. With the AP, if he starts to close in a little bit too, we've got torpedoes to further guard our battleship with. But we'll see if we can't get some handy-dandy. We'll slow down a little bit here and see if we can't get some citadels. The Phoenix is actually pretty easy to citadel. If we drop our shells to the waterline, we should get some just like that. He's taken our battleship under fire, which is an interesting choice with his little guns. And we get some more citadels and get him destroyed. As I said before, Phoenix is a really easy cruiser to citadel. It's extremely fast, extremely maneuverable. It's a scout cruiser design, a design that the U.S. Navy would end up not going with into World War II. In fact, no Phoenixes made it into World War II. And now we've got some destroyer problems that are back here harassing our aircraft carrier. So we'll see if we can't flex back to harass them. We've got the points lead as far as the caps go. We're currently at a points deficit, but we do have the surface ship priority. The only things they have left are these two destroyers and then the two carriers that are cowering towards the back that should be taken under fire fairly soon by our Phoenix and by our Nicholas over there. And the Kawachi will be steaming and be able to support them as well. So as these guys get into range, I'll see if I can't help out my carrier. But it looks like he's probably going to go down, which is unfortunate. But we'll have to still see what we can do against these guys. Now, I know that they just launched pretty much all of their torpedoes at that carrier. So I won't have to worry about the torpedoes too much, but I will have to worry about their guns, because the Yubari is a pretty fragile ship. I'm not having much luck with this Grim as far as my shells actually smacking him go. There we go, got some good hits. I'm actually going to switch over to this Nicholas as he's coming straight at me. And I'm going to try to take him under fire and kill him, and then switch back to the Grim as he presented a little bit closer target for me. And we're able to take him out, and now we'll switch back to the Grim, who's coming around this. And we continued our churn, which allowed us to avoid those torpedoes. And now we should be able to take the Grim under fire if we can continue to see him through the smoke. You can see how fast these guns reload. Allows you to really put a lot of lead on target, which is nice. Overshot a little bit there. We'll see if we can't get that good salvo in. Yep, just like that. Another one. Should hopefully do it. He's going to start turning away like a smart boy, but that might not be enough. Yep, he goes down. And the only thing left are the carriers. We unfortunately couldn't flex back in time to save our carrier, but it was kind of a worthy sacrifice. I mean, you can see we've finally taken the points lead, and now we have all 3 caps, and really the only thing left to do is either wait the ticker out because we have all 3 caps, or find their carriers and take them out. Unfortunately, to flex back and take out those 2 destroyers meant that we had to abandon our Kawachi, which means that the enemy carriers are getting some effective torpedo bomber runs on him. But he shouldn't. These are the last ones he should have to worry about, because we're going to get definitely past him and start hunting down carriers. We spied 1 over in A8, and we spied 2 over in C9. So now we know where both of them are. The one in C9 is already being harassed by our destroyer, and we can try to zoom in that general direction and get in the mix even more. So you can see with the Yubari, its primary features is AA, and that was demonstrated wholeheartedly at the beginning of the match when we shot down an entire torpedo plane squadron before they even had a chance to drop their torpedoes at our big buddy over here in the Kawachi. And then the secondary feature is probably its guns. It's got the 2 double-mounted, or the 2 double-barreled, I should say, turrets that churn pretty slow. That, unfortunately, is a trend of pretty much all of the Japanese ships. The turret rotation is pretty horrible on most of them. But the rate of fire and the punch is pretty nice. This ship is also, like all Japanese cruisers, equipped with torpedoes, but you can see the narrow torpedo arc really kind of limits its tactical flexibility when trying to launch torpedoes, and I didn't have to launch any torpedoes at all in this game. You can see that we were able to get by with our AA and our surface guns, and we were able to take out a Phoenix and then 2 enemy destroyers. I think it was a Grem and a Nicholas, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because I don't think it was the Wicks. I think it was a Grem and a Nicholas that we were able to take out with our surface batteries, while turning to avoid their torpedoes, because this is a pretty nimble ship. The rudder responds really fast. You can see the 180-degree turn time on the rudder is, just about under 3 seconds.
Our victory is in sight.
And even though it's a pretty long ship relative to its beam, which is its width, it still can make quick turns. It takes a long... I mean, the turning circle is pretty big because of its length to width ratio, but because the rudder responds so fast, you can make rapid adjustments in course pretty quickly, which allows you to easily dodge out torpedoes. As this Port Independence is under fire, we're going to see if we can't add to his pain a little bit. Drop down, churn to port, get our rear guns in play. And I'm still firing AP. 1, he was already on fire, and 2, AP against aircraft carriers, if you can hit them in the Citadel, is what you want to do. I don't think we'll be getting any more damage done unless we switch over to this guy, but he's just a little bit out of range because the points are about to tick up to where we're not really going to be... We're going to be winning fairly soon, even if we don't sink anything else. But at the same time, we might be able to get this guy down. Maybe. There we go. We did get some additional damage done. This island's really in the way. We'll see if we can't sink him. Maybe get some Citadel hits. Who knows? Have to aim a little bit farther and a little bit lower on the water line as we come pretty close to this guy. Getting good damage done, but the points tick out, or maybe the other aircraft carrier got destroyed. Who knows? I wasn't really paying that much attention. But you can see at the end of the day here, we had a really good game in the Yubari. First win of the day and premium, so don't put too much stock in that 2,600 experience number here. 234,000 credits, though, is a nifty chunk of change to put in the bankroll. You can see we did a good job, 48 hits with the surface guns, and considering this ship only has 4 surface guns to be firing, not too bad. 6 planes shot down, which is its primary role. Tier 4 has fantastic anti-aircraft capabilities for a Tier 4 ship, so really take advantage of that. We got in there and we helped cap B, which is the primary objective you should be trying to do as part of the main surface force on the domination game mode on New Dawn. Destroyed 3 ships. We really took stock of our target priority. We went ahead and destroyed 2 destroyers and then another enemy cruiser, which is what you want to be doing in a light cruiser, especially looking to take out those destroyers, and then take out other light cruisers, and then focus on heavy cruisers, and then focus on battleships and carriers. The enemy team didn't have any battleships to focus on, so we took stock of the cruisers and destroyers. And those 4 Citadel hits, as I explained, a little bit premonition, really easy to Citadel a Phoenix cruiser. So we adjusted our aim to the waterline and got our shells right into his boiler area and blew him up. Looking at our base experience here, you can see we had a really good game with 1,791 base experience. However, I'm surprised to see that I'm actually not top of the team list. This Nicholas had an even more fantastic game with 1,845 experience. So TYHP, if you're out there and watching this, fantastic job. Really, really, really well done. I applaud you, sir. That's really, really, really nicely done. That's a huge experience number. Anyone would be very happy to have that. You can see that we had half of our team right near that 1,000 mark that should be shooting for. And then these guys weren't too far off. And then we had a few ships. The Langleys in this sort of matchup, when you have Tier 5 fighters roaming around that are able to shred your Tier 4 bombers and your Tier 4 fighters, it's a hard life. The other Yubari didn't do too well, and then this Phoenix didn't do too well either. The Phoenix is a really, really, really tricky ship to play. I might actually repurchase it and do a video kind of going over some tactics that you have to employ with the Phoenix. You saw how fast even a Yubari, another Tier 4 cruiser, was able to blow up a Phoenix in the situation where I killed one of these guys over here. And the Yubari is a really undergunned ship. It's only got 4 guns, and even still, you're able to chew through this thing's health pool really fast. If you look at the detailed report, you can see we fired 132 shells for 52 hits and 40 penetrations with 35,353 damage done with the AP. Didn't fire any secondaries. I think this ship has secondaries. I don't know. Probably not, actually, given how low tier it is and how small it is. But the other major thing that we accomplished was shooting down 6 torpedo bombers, a full flight of torpedo bombers, mitigating them entirely when they came in to take HP chunks out of our battleship. We said, no, good day, sir, go away. And we were able to save our battleship a bunch of health there. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this match. I actually just had a blast playing it. I love the Yubari. It's a pretty fun little ship. It's really fast. Like I said, the rudder's really responsive, so you can kind of change angles really, really fast to avoid torpedoes and the like. But the turning circle is a bit large just because it is such a long and narrow ship. But the AA, as was demonstrated, was fantastic, and the surface guns aren't more than enough to have a great result like this without even needing to get the torpedoes involved. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Oh, before I sign off, I guess I forget to say this sometimes. Just make sure that if you want to, leave a comment in the below the video, and like or dislike if you want to. I always enjoy having conversations with y'all in the comments. So let me know what you think of the Yubari, what you think of this match, the tactics, anything that you want to see me do in the future, anything like that. So with that finally being said, I will see you next time.